Podcast with Masingita Ya Hina. Podcast with Masingita. Thank you, Mafet. Welcome to another episode right here on Podcast with Masingita. This is your boy, Masingita Ya Hina. And Mafet, first and first, thank you so much for your support. We're currently on 1,140 subscribers, and it's all because of you. The love, the dedication, and the focus that you've put through on this channel has made us to grow as we are continuously growing on a day-to-day basis. Mafet, without any waste of time, let's go into it. But first and first, more interestingly, to our matriculants of class 2024, we'd like to say, wishing you guys all the best. Good luck. I do believe that you guys will make us proud. And yes, it's not going to be an easy journey, but it's going to be a worth, journey that will be full of, learnings as well. And you know what? Take it easy. Don't stress. Just make sure that you focus and put your mind into it. And yeah, man, look, you're studying a new journey now in your life. So with that said, all the best and do us proud and kick this and make sure that obviously come the day of results, you'll be smiling as well because of your hard work and dedication. And go. So Rafet, you know it's Unplugged, trending news right here on the number one channel, Podcast with Masingeta. And what's trending, what went in and out during the weekend, that's what we're talking about. Before we go further, Buffett, you would have known. Firstly, we'd like to send our deepest condolences still to the kids. Abase Soweto and Aledi. You know, we heard that those kids they've eaten poisonous snakes. You know, as a result, that six of them passed away. And yeah, it's still a bit, it's still a tricky story, and it's still a sad story if I can put it in that way, because there's a lot of questions around those snakes. And you know, I also posted something on social media that back in the days we used to eat those snakes. We never had any issues with it. Amakipkipi, amazenke, broken biscuits, and everything. We used to eat those, and you know, back in the days, our parents, you know, my mom used to buy those things. Namanje from Elens. There's a big, wholesaler where they manufacture, you know, this type of snacks. But there's never been any issues since then. But now it's starting. We don't know what is, what is all about and what is the intention. All of a sudden, kids are sick. You know, kids are dying, and it's unfortunately there's a lot of stories that are there because of these snakes and also other poisonous substances that are being sold to the kids. And last week again, this week, there's been 26 kids as well, which were rushed to the hospital because of what they ate, which is related to the poisonous snakes. So it's a very sad story, and we just need to be careful. And my question also to you guys, what is your take? I mean, what do you think we need to do about this? You know, because even the Minister of Sports, Mr. Gaten McKenzie, has even suggested that we need to close those shops. We need to make sure that these guys go back home and so forth. So, do you think it's a good move? I mean, let's talk about that. Let's ask that question as to say, is it a good move that we close those shops, or is it a matter of making sure that we seek reliable wholesalers and see what is exactly are they doing there? But yeah, man, it's all about that. But it's still a question that is haunting, because I was saying to the people as well that this on its own is an economy, and as a result, if these type of snacks food, if they get to a point where they stop them, there's going to be a lot of people that will be impacted. Because I know that from the informal business point of view, there are a lot of people that are still selling, and they are benefiting, and they've built houses, they've taken kids to school because of those snacks. So it's a tricky one, but let's hope that the officials will take a right decision as far as that is concerned. Moving along, Mafetu, we're still sending condolences to our former minister and former governor, Mr. Tito Mboweni. We're saying continue to rest in peace, Tata. So it was interesting to see that Lucky Star has also came on board to send some good gesture during the funeral. Almost we go to the graveyard, and then after the graveyard we come and eat and so forth. So what they've done, Lucky Star Group, so they've taken like statins, then they distributed to all the seats or tables where people will be sitting and eating. So it created, some sort of a gesture. But there's been a lot of tensions around that as far as social media is concerned, because some people were saying it's a good thing, some people were saying no. But why are we thanking people, or why are we not giving rather people their flowers while they're still alive? But yeah, man, it raises a lot of questions. But what caught my eyes when someone said, it was going to be much good or nicer if perhaps his face was there on the picture. So, it's different strokes for different people. But nevertheless, we continue sending our deepest condolences, and we also look into what transpired, and, in terms of, still sending our deepest condolences to the founder and the founder of Rema Church, Pastor Magloni. So I would like to send our deepest condolences as well. It was very interesting to see a lot of pastors out there coming together, sharing the good story about the pastor, the bishop himself that also passed away. And it's quite interesting that, I've seen a picture of one of the some of the pastors coming from, the US as well, to come and send, their to basically come and do their send off to the pastor as well. So it was quite interesting. Politics, it's something that we can't ignore. It's something that is obviously part of our lives, and we definitely are aware that sometime last week, if I'm not mistaken, there was elections, in the country of Mozambique, whereby people were voting. And it's quite sad that today, as I'm speaking to you, there's no movement in the town of Mozambique, or in the city of Maputo, because of what transpired yesterday. So there was two people that were killed, and that is basically related to political party issues, and it's about there's that, whenever there's elections, there's people that who wouldn't want to accept the defeat, and some people will say we were robbed, some people will say no, this was not supposed to be the case, and so forth. And that on its own caused a lot of tensions, and as a result, in the city of Maputo, there's no movement there. People didn't go to work, so it's a bit, scary to see that there's a lot of quietness happening there. So I just hope that it's only perhaps for today, it doesn't escalate, because there's a lot of things that can basically get damaged. As far as the issue of, if people want to go there and visit, it's not going to be a nice thing, because remember, tourism also plays an important role in terms of enhancing the economy of each and every country out there. So I just hope that that political tension that is taking place there gets sorted as soon as possible. And talking about politics as well, the race is still on between Donald Trump and Kalima Harris. And so it's a bit tricky, and it's a bit interesting to see how these guys are taking this race, to fire, to an extent that I've seen a clip of Donald Trump going to McDonald's serving people. So you can just imagine how people, they're taking this election thing so serious, as far as making sure that they campaign, they go all out, they go all out. Imagine the president going to McDonald's serving people. So it was quite interesting to see that. And what also uh, posed a lot of questions as well, or that came into my mind. It was that tension between Donald Trump, as well as Kalima Harris, talking about their belief system as far as the Christianity is concerned. Because there's a clip again that I've seen, that when Kalima Harris was sharing her speech, one of the attendants there, one of the people there, said, Jesus Christ is our Lord. And then eventually she stopped and then said to the person, perhaps this is not where you were supposed to be, or you're on the wrong a rally, if I can put it in that way. And it quite raised a lot of tension again in that format, because people were asking themselves as to where does this person fall under. And you find that Donald Trump has been, saying that Jesus is the Lord and nothing's above Jesus Christ. So, it's a bit tricky, and we know it is the biggest, elections in the world that will be taking place on the 5th of November 2024. So we're all waiting, all eyes on the powerhouse, because we know definitely that US is also one of the countries that plays a huge role in terms of our economy, in terms of how we also decide or make some of the decisions that are economically based, and also politically, obviously, that also have an influence on us. So we just hope and pray that whatever happens there, and whatever issues that these two people that have towards leading the country, it puts aside and they focus on the real job of making sure that they lead the country. And yeah, without any waste of time, politically here, um, Ekasi, there's a lot that has been happening as well. We've seen a lot of people leaving the EFF, but that story started, before Friday. So we've seen a lot of leaders, leaving the EFF and going to other parties and so forth. But yeah, it's quite interesting, because there's a lot of questions again to people who were raising if whether the leader or the leader of EFF, is he a politician or is he a leader? And there's been a lot of answers to say he's just a politician, not a leader. So obviously, with people moving or leaving the EFF, it's also raising a lot of questions too. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Politics. There'll always be politics, and people are saying it's a political stand and so forth. But yeah, let's wait and see how the story unfolds. And yeah, man, and let's go to the biggest one, sports. It was interesting. It was interesting. My team lost. Yes, my team, Orlando Pirates, lost. And well done to the bigger teams as well that have moved to the next stage in terms of the Culling Black Label knockout. So Kaizer Chiefs won. Congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs. Sundowns won. Congratulations. So all the teams that won. Megasi, the team that made our weekend so terrible as Buccaneers, they've also won. But Shaile Wafetu, it was quite interesting. But yeah, we're looking at the quarterfinals. So it's gonna be Richards Bay versus Cape Town City. It's gonna be Kaizer Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns. I can't wait for this one. It's gonna be Chess Galaxy versus Megasi. It's gonna be Marumo Gallants versus Stellenbosch a football club. So it's gonna be an interesting one, and we just hope and pray that between Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns, I just hope that one of the team there definitely win and close the gap between these. But I'm also hoping that can we see a final where we don't see the obvious teams. It's going to be interesting if we can see an underrated team going to the final and take this cup. I would love to see that. I mean, if they were able to beat us as a Pagania, so what will stop them to go to the next level of winning this cup? Yeah, so that's what has been trending on our side, Buffet too. And yeah, man, again, thank you so much for being part of this initiative, or this part of this movement, rather, of podcast with Masingita. So trending news, what was trending, what was happening right here on the number one podcast. Remember, don't forget to subscribe, share, and also tell people about us. Danko.